This programme was made with the support of the Broadcasting Authority of Ireland.
With pedals turning, the miles are burning, revealing landscapes so awe-inspiring. From the crashing ocean to the mountains climbing, Ireland is there for you and me.
Ireland has great appeal.
The people. They have been extremely nice.
We find the Irish people to be warm and friendly.
People are very friendly, extremely nice.
It's the people in the bed and breakfast, etc., that make the holiday for me.
Well, you'd have to say the people. I don't know how this country would exist without the humor and the genuine interest that Irish people have.
The people are very friendly here and warm welcomed everywhere you go.
Oh my gosh, the friendliness of the people. Absolutely. I would say more than anything.
I'm Paul Wright and welcome to the 9th programme of On Your Bike, the series which celebrates those people and places we encounter on our cycle odyssey along Ireland's western seaboard. In our last programme we cycled from Doolin in County Clare to Galway City and visited the celebrated Galway City Museum. Now, staying with Galway, I next took to the city's streets and here's a taste of what I discovered.
High five! Look, I'm here now on the streets of Galway. I've just come from Galway City Museum. I'm talking with a good man who is able to play those drums like nobody's business. First of all, do you want to introduce yourself to our listeners, please?
Well, I'm Brian from Jamaica, Jamaican Brian as I'm known locally. And my friend here is Ben. Ben,
are you an Irishman yourself?
No, I'm from Israel.
Wow, so a good cosmopolitan mix here, a Jamaican and Israel. And what part of Israel are you from yourself, Ben?
I'm from Ashdod. It's a city about 20 kilometers south to Tel Aviv on the coast. Right between Tel Aviv and the Gaza Strip, right in the middle there.
Right, never been there, but I'll take your word for it, absolutely. Yeah. And Brian, Ben has just had to veer away there. He's just, a few people are asking questions. But Brian, for yourself, what is it about the drums? I mean, I was just watching you playing there as I was meandering up the street here. And you're really, really good. I mean, great passion, great enthusiasm, and well able to play.
Well, one would think that I actually learned the styles of drumming from outside Ireland. I actually didn't. I learned off the street here in Galway, Shop Street, from Irish guys who have travelled to distant land like Africa, certain places in Africa, and have learned the tunes. So all that I'm doing now is actually what I've learned from Irish guys locally, It's funny enough.
And not only that, but not only are you picking up the music lower on Shop Street, you're also picking up the accent as well.
Well, if you keep throwing mud on the wall, something's going to stick.
Good man. And what part of Jamaica are you from?
I'm from Montego Bay.
Right, lovely. A beautiful island and a beautiful country.
Hey, look at hey girl! One of my little friends.
Brian, I'd say that people love it, when they hear you playing, and just the great rhythm and everything.
Well, it's one of the features of Galway. When you walk down Galway Street, it's like walking down Crafton Street. In Shop Street, it's like walking down an entertainment stage, and you're part of the audience and a part of what's going on. So it's really good like that. It's a good buzz, and this happened year round,
And Brian, look, would you like to play another piece for our listeners there now, just to
I will. I'll do
to rhythm up our lives?
I'll do a piece with Ben. Yeah, I'll do a piece with Ben.
I'm here now and I'm in a hostel in Galway City. It's night time, talking with a good man who's managing the hostel. First of all, would you like to introduce yourself and just tell our listeners where exactly we are at the moment?
It's Weir Hostel in Galway.
And your own name?
Robbie, I'm from New Zealand.
Robbie, what's it like managing a hostel for yourself?
It's good. I'm not actually managing, I'm just working here, but it's really good. You're always meeting new people. Every day is sort of different. There's always a new person coming through with a new story. And so you get a really good atmosphere because everybody's in the same boat and, get a lot of stories going around.
What kind of stories now? I mean, you had one there in particular that it was very, very interesting. You were telling me earlier on.
Yeah, it was a Chinese fella. He was from the southeast of China. He came through, and I wasn't working at the time, but he came through talking to the other fella working, started speaking to him in Gaelic. And it turns out he's doing his PhD at Oxford in Celtic mythology, and so he could speak Gaelic and a load of other languages. And he had some really interesting stories about Irish history and leprechauns and all the superstition about those things. Yeah.
And you were saying that he actually came in, he introduced himself in Gaelic, and he was expecting everyone here in the hostel in Galway, and everyone else in Galway as well, to be able to speak Gaelic off the bat, so to speak. You know, obviously he'd read books, but whatever belied the facts on the ground.
Yeah, a few people think that in Galway, especially on the west coast, that there's a lot more people that speak Gaelic. I mean, if you get out into Connemara, a lot of people do still. But in Galway, I think it's a lot of people do, but they never really speak it. So it's sort of brought up a bit in books and stuff that they do here, but it's not so much.
Right, you have to go out there searching, but you will find it. But it's not going to be. It's not going to come to you on a silver platter.
No. I mean, there's an Irish pub here where if you go in, the barman and stuff will speak to you in Gaelic. And a lot of people in there speaking Gaelic, but they'll also, that's sort of one tiny little part. Everywhere else, a lot of people do speak it, but you don't hear it really in the streets.
Right, and it just working here in the Sam Weir Hostel, what's it like, on an everyday? What are the normal tasks involved, in keeping a hostel ship shape and making sure everybody is comfortable and everything is in order?
Well, obviously keeping the place clean, keeping the place ordered so people know what they're doing, but a lot of part of it, especially in a smaller hostel like this, is that you have to get sort of conversation going, introduce people, make sure everybody sort of feels welcome, so they don't feel like this is a place where you go, you eat your food, go to bed. It's actually a place where you can hang out.
Just keeping on this, Robbie, also regarding your work in the hostel here, the Sam Weir, what kind of questions would people be coming up? I mean, you've been working here for 5 months now, or thereabouts, you were saying, and what people are coming in the door, what kind of, and they're staying here or whatever, what kind of questions are they asking you on a daily, ongoing basis?
Well, the most often one is, which is the best pub in Galway?
Right.
I get that every day. And it's really hard to say because there's so many different things to do. But the most questions you get is, where have you been travelling and what's good to do there? And then you vice versa. So you explain what you've done, what was really good, and they say where they've been, what was really good. So you get a sort of a game plan going of when you want to do your further travels, things to see, places to go, those sorts of places. So you almost have it already planned out, what's the best things, because people have done it before for you.
Wow, so word of mouth, so you don't have to invent the wheel again.
Yeah, exactly. You can look through any of the guidebooks and see a bunch of things, some of which, I can vouch for a few things in a certain guidebook that aren't worth going to go see, but then there's other things that really are. So if I go into a new city and I don't know what's good, but somebody's already told me, you really need to go see this, it makes it a bit easier.
And after my visit to Galway City, I was back on my bike to continue my cycle odyssey along Ireland's western seaboard.
With the pedals turning, the miles are burning, revealing landscapes so awe-inspiring, from the crashing ocean to the mountains climbing. Ireland is there for you and me.
Here now, I've just arrived into Spiddal on the bike. It's starting to rain outside, and I've just arrived into a lovely shop here in the Ceardlann centre. Talking with a good man, would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners and just tell them what exactly goes on here in the craft shop here?
My name's Julian Checkley, We have a perfumery. We make candles, body lotions, scented soaps, mostly lots of different scented products and so on. We've been here in this building for about 4 years now. And we have a workshop where we produce everything next door, and a factory shop, and where we sell everything. So
that's fantastic. No, I came into the place there, Julian, and the aroma is just heavenly. I mean, it really is. I know it's just it beats everything, you know. And I'd say a lot of people comment on that.
Very much so. When you come, well, even when I come in first thing in the morning, it does really hit you. You get used to it throughout the day, but a lot of people, when they walk through the door, seem to comment on it. When we've got 500 or 600 scented candles sitting out the back there, with hot wax and all the fragrance mixed in, the smells are quite something else.
Now we're in the production area here at the moment, and I'm just looking at vessels which will be holding the candles. Try and give our listeners a word picture of the process that's involved in making the scented candles.
We take ingots of wax, which is a special blend. It's soy, palm oil, a little bit of paraffin. It's basically one of the cleanest burning waxes you can get. We mix it with different fragrances, certain percentages, and each candle has its own percentage of fragrance and wick. These ingots of wax are melted down in a great big wax melter, which is basically like a big bain-marie. And then we mix it.
Looking across over there, that bit, it's a massive. What's it called?
It's just a wax melter.
A wax melter. Wow, it's very, very. It's like an immersion, but it's twice as big.
Yeah, it's very simple.
If you want to, and with a padding around it, but it's certainly a big vessel. There's a lot of wax being melted here.
Yep. Would probably. Well, that's. I think that holds about 300 pounds of wax, as in weight. But the wax is melted down. We then pour that into a jug. We add in the fragrance into 5-litre pouring jugs. We set up the glasses or tins out on the benches, probably a couple of hundred at a time. They're all wicked by hand and straightened by hand. Then the glass ones, there's a 2 pour process on that. So we'd pour the wax, it shrinks a little bit, and then we top it up again at the end. And then they have to be the wicks have to be snipped, cleaned, popped in their boxes, labelled, onto the shelves, into the shops, off to the customers.
Wow, that's amazing, God! But a lot of you say it so quickly in a matter of milliseconds, but there's a lot of work here. I mean, this is a big, you know. I mean, but it's yourself and you have a colleague in arms here as well, working hard, just working away, getting the job done.
Yeah, we're here all year. We outsource. We actually sell our candles to lots of other shops all over the country and all over the world. We have our own 2 shops, one in Spiddal, one in Galway City, which is the Galway City one is our main shop, where my wife works, and she runs that one. And she's also the perfumer, so she's the one that comes up with all the lovely fragrances and smells.
Fantastic, and she's certainly doing a good job. It's a credit to your operation here. It's fantastic, very, very impressive. And Julian, for yourself, I mean, okay, what got you into this business?
It was not being able to eat and feed myself, basically. Both myself and my wife used to work in film many years ago. Unfortunately, 9/11 happened, and a lot of American money got pulled from the studios in the UK. My wife's from Galway here, and her parents were getting elderly, so we came back to be near them initially. And there we were, both out of work. She read in an article somewhere that candles are a very large untapped business in Ireland, and we ended up making some in a wok in our kitchen. Sold them at a Christmas fair. They sold out. We thought, let's go for it and make a go of it, and here we are today.
Fantastic. Well done. That's what I call really, going proactive approach, an example to the nation. There's a lesson there somewhere, that's for sure. Good on you, Julian. Good on you. And, also, I mean, okay, a little birdie said to me that you are big into making Star Wars models and all this. Tell us about this now. Totally veering away now. Just, as a side hobby for yourself. This from your film days or what? Tell our listeners.
That's right. As I say, the perfumery is kind of my wife's baby, really. I started making the bits and pieces, but it's going more. I'm getting back more and more into doing film and TV stuff. But on the side, I make commissions for people. So at the moment I've got making 6 Wookiees for a Russian costume museum.
What's a Wookiee now? Now, for those of people out there who are not into Star Wars, tell them what exactly a Wookiee is, and the famed Wookiee of all time.
Well, there's Chewbacca, which is the most famous Wookiee. It's basically.
Can you do a Chewbacca sound there?
Give me a bit more time. I've got a voice changer over there. I could have done it for you, but it's an 8-foot. Cross between a bear and a monkey, I suppose, but it was one of the sort of hero characters in Star Wars.
It's iconic, actually. Brilliant.
Huge walking carpet, as I say.
I remember seeing Chewbacca when I was young, and I was saying, "Oh, I want one of them," Forget about the dog, Mammy. I wanted Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. The Wookiees are just a small part of it. I do lots of Darth Vaders and Stormtroopers and lots of different characters. There's a few there under the covers that you can't see at the moment, but lots in the pipeline, and there's a huge call for them. They get sold all over the world, so.
It's amazing how popular they are. That's right, and the Stormtroopers and everything.
Oh God, yeah. There's actually a group of costumers here called the Emerald Garrison, and comprises of 150, 300 characters, and they have conventions every year. It's a spectacle to go to. I must say, it's like every kid's dream, I think.
Oh, I've seen them up in Dublin, and they're fantastic, or the Dublin equivalent, and it's really, really impressive. It is I often find that the old Star Wars characters, there's a panache and a charisma to them that kind of, a lot of people have said this to me as well, that the new ones don't really have.
There's obviously the purists who like the original trilogy, and but I think that the prequels have got their merits as well. They've brought in some new characters, and I think it was aimed more at younger audience, the prequels, and it seemed to get very commercial, but that's all good for me. I don't mind.
Now you're using a voice changer here now, Julian. Tell our listeners now what exactly is going on here.
Well, this is a soundboard. It's a 4 gigabyte soundboard that I've wired up. It's just a little. What would it be? It would be a voice changer, I suppose, linked to a micro switch that fits inside the underskull of the Wookiee mask. So when you open the mouth, he goes.
And you fly away in the Millennium Falcon, am I right?
That's the one, yeah. Is it the fastest ship in the galaxy or something? I don't know. But, so this is just like a little sound box, and it'll easily be hidden inside the muscle suit, which goes underneath all the hair of the Wookiee. So
fire ahead there with Mr. Chewbacca. Well, do you know what, Julian? I was expecting to interview interesting people in Spiddal today on my Cycle Odyssey, but I never thought I'd be interviewing Chewbacca. Of all people.
That's the first in Spiddal as well.
At first, it's certainly a world exclusive for myself.
We'll cycle boreens, cycle highways, meet friendly kind folk down every byway to tell us stories of their own lives, living in the beauty of this country.
I've been cycling along the road there now from Spiddal. I was down in the Ceardlann Craft Centre there, and I've come up through Camus and different other areas of beautiful Connemara, and I arrived just to get directions, into a cafe. I'm not exactly sure where I am situated, but it's somewhere in the heart of Connemara. But I got talking to a lovely man in the cafe here. Can you introduce yourself to our listeners? Just tell them where exactly we're situated, and what you love about the area here.
Well, you just mentioned it there. It's called Camus. It's Camus in the parish of Rossmuck.
Camus in the parish. And who am I talking to?
I'm Pádraig O'Flaherty, or known locally as Paddy O'Flaherty. So, from the ferocious O'Flahertys.
Mahan far, Níl cúpla focalamsa, Paddy, Tom, Lat, I'm with you all the way. And Paddy, where are we situated? Where are we sitting down just at the moment?
Well, it's called Lakeview Coffee Shop, or Radharc Na Locha. or unlocha, depending on how grammatical you are. But I set it up myself over 20 years ago. Calling it Radharc Na Locha was easy because right across from us there is a lake, Furnace Lake. I couldn't really call it anything else, could I? You've seen it yourself.
Just tell us the kind of people you get coming in, or other than myself now on the bicycle today.
Well, you're the strangest one I met today, and not that I'm saying that you're a strange person, but coming around on your bike with a microphone, I haven't seen much of that yet. But we get them from all over Europe, really. We get them from Ireland, we'll say England, Scotland, Wales, and then the main European or mainland European ones are, and probably in this order, we'll say we get them from Germany, France, Italy, a lot from Italy actually, for say over the last 5, even 6 or 7 years. We get them from Spain, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and that's maybe about it. But we get them from elsewhere as well. We get the Americans, of course, the Canadians, people from New Zealand and Australia. You rarely get anyone from, I would say, the East, from Japan. Very, very rare. The aforementioned, and a few others as well. I even had a couple from Turkey this morning. People have left their calling cards, meaning they've left notes, bank notes, usually worthless.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the behind the counter here, and there's a beautiful collection of very well displayed of banknotes from around the world. We were actually just going through the different ones, and I was saying, oh, there's Edmund Hillary New Zealand banknote, and all the different nations of the world. There's a good eclectic mix there.
There is. There's even one from China. There's
Mao.
There's a number from, there's Hungary actually, some of the more unusual ones.
And there's a Turkish one from just this morning.
Just this morning, and there's one that says 5 million. I can't think of what the actual Turkish currency is. It's too far away from me to actually make it out, which I believe they've knocked a few zeros off it since.
A country with an inflation problem or some kind of economic scruples.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I think they did that in Germany in 1924 as well.
And Paddy, just for as a matter of interest, why do so many people come to this area from all over the world? I mean, what is that attracts them?
I think it's the mountains. I think it's the ruggedness, the lakes, the scenery. I mean, this captivates people. It's the real what they imagine Ireland to be, and we prove to them that this is the way that it is, because we get a chance to talk to them, and if we do, I think we've done more for Board Falls, myself and my wife, for the last 20 years than Board Falls ever did. A lot of people don't know we exist, a lot of Irish people don't know we exist.
Paddy, you were just going to say as well.
I was just thinking, and now as we speak, I see three more bikes pulling up. I hope they're customers.
Who knows, maybe I might even get an interview.
You might even get an interview, yeah. And
you've got the panniers and everything there.
They're the real McCoy, just like yourself. Now, I think one of the reasons that people love areas like this is if you come from an area, and if you're lucky enough to be able to build a house in such a place and stay.
They're coming in here now.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you working or?
We're almost finished.
No, we're almost finished.
You can come in.
Come on in. Sure, maybe you might want to be on Irish radio. Where are you from?
Spain.
Good. Sure, come on in, the whole of you. Yeah.
What I got?
I'm talking with three good men here now. We're outside Radharc Na Locha cafe here in Camus, in the heart of Connemara. I've got off my bike a short while ago. I've been cycling along, and I was inside interviewing Paddy, and all of a sudden we saw three men coming along on their bicycles from the opposite direction. Where are you from, and who am I talking to?
You are talking to Jorge, and we are from Spain, the three of us.
Yes, I'm Miguel Angel, and I'm from Spain también.
I'm Adriano. I'm from Spain, Albacete.
Fantastic. So, men, what part of Spain are you from?
We all are from Albacete, that it is a town between Madrid and Valencia, just in the inner Spain. Yeah.
Right. And
The same, we are cousins and we live in the same place.
okay, so keep it in the family.
The same. And do you know the Quixote the book?
Don Quixote, the famous book by Cervantes.
Well, the Albacete is a place of the book.
All right, so it probably would be near La Mancha, okay?
Yes. Okay.
Yes, it's famed throughout the world. It's so famed that even I know it. And then, just as a matter of interest, how is your cycling odyssey going in Ireland now? I mean, you've got the panniers, you've got all the gear and everything. You're cycling along. Where did it start off, and how did it progress?
We started in Dublin, and we crossed Ireland to the west.
By bicycle?
By bicycle, yeah, maybe like 100 kilometers per day. And at the beginning it was a bit hard because it was the first day, you are a bit tired, but now it's coming better and better, and the landscape is very beautiful. But the only problem is the weather in Ireland is very hard if you compare it with Spain. But we are enjoying this travel because everything is very beautiful. You have beautiful beaches
landscape.
and landscape, and it's really nice. I'm very happy.
What is it about cycling that you love so much? I mean, what is it that you really, really are passionate, that you would come all the way from your beautiful, sunny homeland of Spain over to the Emerald Isle, where it's now beginning to rain, as we do this interview, and you get on your bicycles and start cycling from Dublin across to the Western Seaboard and then all along the Western Seaboard?
Yes, to Cork.
To Cork, wow. I mean, what makes you do this? Where is the adrenaline rush, or what?
Okay, I think we have always liked cycling, and I don't know why. Sometimes you ask it while you are doing a lot of effort. You ask yourself why we love cycling, and I don't know. I think it's a cheap option to travel. You know a lot of people. You can talk to a lot of people, and you have enough time to stop, to take a picture, to talk to another people, to find the Irish radio. And I don't know.
And probably maybe the Irish women as well, eh?
Well, no, we don't have too much time, but I think in Galway we will try to visit the Irish girls, yes.
Senorita, the Irish senoritas better watch out. Three Spanish amigos are coming their way.
This programme was made with the support of the Broadcasting Authority of Ireland.
With pedals turning, the miles are burning, revealing landscapes so awe-inspiring. From the crashing ocean to the mountains climbing, Ireland is there for you and me. From Mount Escol to Inishowen, from Dalkey Island to Inishbofin, from Carrontool to Lugnaquilla, Ireland is there to ramble free. We'll climb the mountains, swim the rivers, surf the high tide up near Bundoran, set our mainsail towards the Shannon, or see the hookers race off Spiddal shore. On Blasket Island we'll walk the white strand and see where Peg drew her inspiration. Near Ennis Diamond we'll stand on high rocks, those proud and majestic cliffs of Moher. We'll climb the steps of Skellig Michael, gaze with wonder as dolphins play, where holy true men knelt in obedience to feel the wind as prayers were said each day. From holy places to friendly faces, with glasses clinking and ballads singing.